Yes, good evening everyone. Hope everyone is okay. Yeah, so today we are going to do some simple DOM manipulation using JavaScript. We are going to first design a layout. Yeah, we are going to design a layout using HTML, and we do some bit of basic styling using CSS. Then we use JavaScript code to keep on triggering according to depending on the different events that happen. For example, like on clicks, on hover. Yeah, but this video we are going to focus more on button clicks, like listening to button click events. So that is what we're going to design this video. So let's get into it. So my ID is already open. I'm going to use Visual Studio Code for this one. Then I've already selected folder, so I'm going to create a new file. Oh no, let me get to the folder, to the directory, desktop, manipulation. Okay, so I'm into the folder now. I'm going to create the HTML file, which is index.html. I'm not going to see me create a CSS file because I am not really a big fan of external CSS. I always include my styling in the head section, and I do a lot of inline CSS. Yeah, so let me get a template. Okay, so the title here is DOM manipulation. DOM manipulation. Yeah, let me do this with live server so that I don't have to refresh every time I make a change. Yeah, let me share the screen. All right, so here in our body, I'm going to create a div. I'm going to create a div with an ID of maybe container. No, then ID of maybe changeable background. Okay, so I am going to include some inline styling here. So I'm going to include style. I want a background color. I want it black. I want it to have the height of 500 pixels. I want it to have okay, I don't have to include the width. So what is going to happen here, in this div, I'm going to create another div of controls, which is going to have our buttons. So controls, I'm going to have the first button, which is, for example, it's going to have the label of green. Yeah, so I'm going to copy this and paste it 4 times. You can even do as many as you can. So yeah, so this is green. I'm going to change this to yellow. I'm going to change this to blue. I'm going to change this to red. I'm going to change this to pink. I'm going to change this to orange, and probably, oh, what is the final color here? One. Let me use the color of my ceiling, white. Okay, so on each button here, I'm going to add an ID, which is the color. Okay, so this will be ID yellow. It's going to have an ID of blue. It's going to have an ID of red. have an ID of pink, have an ID of orange, and finally the ID of white. So what is going to happen? This is simple DOM manipulation. What is going to happen? As you see these buttons, on our window here in the browser, every time I click on the green button, I want this div to become green. When I click on yellow, it should become yellow, and so on and so forth. So let me add some bit of styling here for this controls div. So controls, I want to have margin top of 10 pixels. I want to have height. I need to going to add height. I need to have well, I think that is all for this. Then let me add for controls button. I want to add a height of 5 pixels. Okay, and yeah, I think that's all. Maybe plus a width of 40 pixels. That is too small. Let me do 60. Okay, so what is going to happen here? Now I am actually done with my HTML and CSS. So what I am going to do, I am now going to create the JavaScript file. Yeah, so script.js. This is a JavaScript file, but I will have to link it first. So I'll add the script tag here, script source. .js. Okay. All right. Sorry. .js. What is going on here? What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm supposed to close this. I'm supposed to close this. Let me try and see if this is working. So I'm going to get, I'm going to create an alert. I'm going to bring up an alert model that shows that the JavaScript is working. Okay. So let me do this alert. This is working. So probably let me set a timeout. Set timeout. This. Oh no. Alert. This is working. Okay. So it works. So let me delete this. So our JavaScript is well connected. So what is going to happen? Now that our JavaScript is well connected, I need to first fetch this DOM element of changeable background. So I'm going to create a variable for it. So changeable, let me call it a target background, which is equal to document get element by class name, which is changeable background. Let me just copy this, get in here, put in the tags and paste there. Okay, that is one. So I am going to get all these buttons. I'm going to create variables for them. So I am going to create a button here, green button, which is equal to document dot get element by ID, which is green. So I am going to copy and do this for every individual button. Okay, so the next one is yellow and blue. Do yellow here and do yellow. This is blue and blue. Then after blue, there is red and pink. Okay, so this is red. This is red. So this is pink. Okay, and pink. Right. So after pink, that's orange, and finally white. So this is orange and white. This is white and finally orange. Okay, now at this point we have fetched all the controls and the div that whose background we want to be playing with. Yeah, so what is remaining here is the logic. So I am going to add event listeners to all these buttons so that every time it is clicked, the background color of our target div changes to that respective color of that was assigned to that button. So the very first button, I am going to get the green button and I add an event listener, which is going to be a click. Then I add the function. This is an arrow function introduced in this is an ES6 feature. Yeah. So then I add the function that runs after it has been clicked. So when the green button is clicked, I want to get the target background. Then I manipulate the style dot background color. I want to set it to green. Okay. Then I am going to copy this and I add event listeners for all the remaining buttons. After green, I am adding here yellow. Then since it is yellow, I want this to be yellow too. When this button is clicked after yellow, I want this to be blue. Green, yellow. This is blue too. After blue, there is red. This is red too. After red, there is orange. Pink, sorry. There is pink. Pink too. So after pink, we have orange. We have orange and orange. Okay, then here we have white. Okay, so white shall have your white. So I want to add one more, that whereby on hover, when the cursor passes by these buttons, I actually want to make it a pointer, not an arrow. So this is a simple CSS line I have to add here. So cursor and make it a pointer. Okay. Cursor pointer. Okay, now it works. All right. So another event listen I want to add is on hover over this target background div. When I hover, I want it to return to the original background color, which is black. So I'm going to add another event listener here. So I'm going to get the target background dot add event listener. So I'm going to add here. I'm going to add here over. Okay. Then let me just copy this specific line and I paste it here. Then I give it black. All right. So let's give it a try and see. So green. Okay. So it ain't working. Why? Let me try checking the console. Probably there's an error. Yes. So target is not an event list, it's not a function. Okay. So let me first comment this specific one out and I see if we set in our primary objective. Okay. Still not working. Why? All right. Cannot set property and background color. Background color. Okay. So the error here is showing that we cannot set properties of an undefined setting background color. So let us look into our HTML here. To set our background color to black. Okay, so green style background. Let me try doing this and I see. Okay. So what exactly is the problem here? Red background. Red background. Cannot see properties of background color. Okay. Let me try an ID here. PNG BKG. Let me try an ID target background because it shows it does not literally see our changeable background div, because if you say it is undefined yet we set it, that means the JavaScript is not able to identify that particular div that you want to change. So let me try using an ID. So target div. So I want to change this get element by ID. Okay, so target div. Hope that is what I wrote exactly. All right, so let's give it a try. Still nothing. Why? Document.get element by ID is not a function. Why is it being funny? Document.get element by ID is not a function. This is an interesting one. So it is saying document on line 1, there's an error that shows that this query selector of document.get element by ID. Okay, it was a typo. So let's give it a try once again. Still no change. Why? And I am not seeing any error logged on the console. Document get element by ID negative. Let me try restarting the server. Yeah. Public application has become a big one. So what exactly is the problem? Get element by ID. Okay, so click. I want try. Let me try this and I see. Nothing. The background. Hmm. Let me try declaring independent functions. So let me do click here. Let me run the function, change to green. All right, so let me do a quick function here. So post change to green. Let's change to green. Okay, so I don't need to add the brackets because it is so I can do that. Let me check this and I see still nothing. Why? It's becoming a funny one. Target background. Style the background class green. Change to green. Nothing. Hmm. So there's something wrong with this code. So that means our event listen now wasn't the problem actually. So let me undo that. Okay. Get in here and also undo this. Let me try getting this element directly. Document dot get element by ID. I get div. It's div div dot style. Div dot style dot background color. All right, so assign this to green, and I see. All right, so we got the error. Just continue cutting and replacing these ones. So let me turn this to yellow, turn this to blue, turn this one to red, and orange and white. So we can now put our small manipulation project to test. So if I click green, turns green, yellow, blue, red, pink, orange, and white. Yeah, so keep on, depending on the button you click, the color of that div keeps on changing. Yeah, so that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. This was just basic DOM manipulation. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, leave a comment if you have any. Yeah, and see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.